Hello there. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. Well, I hope that you are having a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I hope that things are going well for you and that you are feeling excited, even though it is cold and a little miserable outside, that it could still be warm inside. And one of the things that we do here at Catherine's Garden and Home is that we push through in spite of how things may appear outside. There is hope that things will get better and that things are not going to stay the same. One thing that we can be certain of with life is that things change and that change is inevitable. And as we see it that way, that things are never going to stay the same, but that things are going to continually change, then we have to then decide, well, are we going to allow change to happen to us? Or are we going to be proactive and make that change? And so I think that this is the time to make the change. And one of the things that we do as gardeners is that we start to plan. And January is truly a good month to begin planning and dreaming about what you want to see in your garden for the coming gardening season. Because if you plan, what will happen is that it will set you up for success because you have an idea. You've already started to envision. You've already started to think about and to wonder and imagine and dream. And even though it is cold outside, it is absolutely miserable here in the New England area. It's damp, it's cold. It actually sounds like its namesake, feels like it, I should say. It feels like England. The New England area feels like how England feels at this time in January and February. It feels cold and damp and a little chilly. But we are thankful for the fact that we can create an environment here of feeling good about life and feeling good about stuff, yes, and not allowing the situation to cause us to react. And so I see that there are people in the chat. Hi, how are you? Good to see you in the chat. Good to have you here with me in the chat. And I have been trying to get things together here. Let me see. Hey, Sonia. Hi, how are you? Hello. Hello, Yankee Sister Homestead. How are you doing? I hope that all is well with you too. So good to see you again. I saw your live today and it was really good with you and Francesca. So I have every time during this season in January, we start to look forward to the changes. Hey, Francesca, how are you? Yes, we start to look. I don't know why I moved this stand here because it was looking good there. Yeah, we start to get ready for the season. And so we're right on the beginning. We're right at the birthing of something new, a new season. And it is kind of, it is kind of, it's big because it's in your mind. You see it, you know what you want to do, and you know that it can happen because especially if you gardened before, you know that it can happen and that your garden is going to come forth. And yet it's when you look outside on the way that everything looks, It looks barren. It doesn't look like anything is going to happen. It doesn't look prosperous, but it doesn't look luscious. But you know that it is a setup for new beginnings. Hey, Happy Mac, how are you? It is a setup for new beginnings. And so that is what we're excited about, this new setup for this new happy beginning. And so I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about one of the things that we really are looking forward to doing here in the garden, and especially at this time when we're dreaming, is to gather our seeds. And so I went out and I actually went to Ocean Job Lot, and there they had the Burpee seeds, 40% off. And you know, I couldn't resist. I ended up getting some seeds from Burpee. And then I said, oh my goodness, let me go and check out the Dollar Tree. And of course, I have my Dollar Tree seeds. Many. Of course, you know, Dollar Tree, you can get 4 for $1. So I got myself a lot of seeds from the Dollar Tree. And so I have these seeds, all of these seeds that I can dream about and think about and start to plan in my journal. In my journal, I could start to come up with ideas. And so let's celebrate. Let's celebrate the seeds. Celebrate the seeds. And I know I have some seed lovers there with me. Yankee Homestead, and also Yankee Homestead is a seed person, and she's a lover of seeds, as well as Sonia. Look at my seeds. Look at my pile of seeds. Yes, I went and I bought myself some seeds, and I got my seed starting haul and my seed starting building for 2024. So I'm excited about that. So let's, woo! Isn't that wonderful? Yay! So hello there. Hello to everyone. So hello, Yankee Sister Homestead. How are you? So good. I know that you're excited with me about my seeds. And Sonia, hey, Sonia. And Francesca, wonderful Wednesday evening, Sister Catherine. Thelma and Sonia, also big warm welcome to the gardening family here. Yes. Um, and who else? Happy Mac, we're at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together and gather seeds. Yeah, I feel like a seed gatherer. We harvesting our seeds from the Burpee seeds to the Dollar Tree American seeds. And so I was able to restock my seeds for this time. And G Mama Grows, how are you, sweetheart? So good to have you joining me here today. Happy Mac, yes. Oh no, Kryptonite seeds. That's right, Thelma. Seeds. Yes, and does cause us to fill up with joy, having seeds. So you're here for my, wow, I got so many again too. You did too, Sonia? I mean, hey, why not? It's a 4 for $1. at the Dollar Tree. No one can say they can't get some seeds. Yes, get your basic seeds from the Dollar Tree, $4 for $1. Now's the time to go out there and get it. And hey, Deborah Theodore. Hello, Miss Catherine Chet. I'm on enjoying the beautiful weather we are having today. You're having great weather, Deborah. That's great because we're not. We have rain and drizzle. Actually, cold drizzle. It's like being in London during this time of the year in February. Remember, I went to London in February, and I would never do that again. Boy, was it cold and damp, and you could feel the coldness going through your bones. And that is how it feels right now here in New England. Yeah, it feels cold and damp, and it feels like the cold is just seeping through. But you know where my joy is, right? My joy is in my seeds. Look at this. The joy is in the seeds. Yes. I'm excited about these seeds. And it has been raining in Texas too. Yeah. We had sub-zero temps last week. Yeah. Yucky there in Connecticut as well. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So go ahead and enjoy it, Deborah. We're not jealous. We celebrate your 70 degrees today. Even though ours is not 70 degrees. So that is why getting these seeds are so important, because in January, right before we enter in to this change and we start to really see our gardens come alive, this is the time that we build out our garden plans, and we start that by thinking about what we want to grow in our gardens. What do we want to see grow, 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 growing together in our gardens? Yes, you start to think about companion planting and location and all of these things. And so I said to myself, let me take out my book that I put together, The Easy Guide to Intentional Gardening for Beginners. And instead of just wondering, well, where do I start? I wrote it out. I wrote it out here and created a book to help us start to think about our gardens and what we need to do. And as I opened it up here, I saw what could be. My garden last year, what could be. And do I want it to be like that again this year? And in it, I also looked at the introduction, which I had written about getting excited about gardening, getting excited about what is to come, and remembering that my garden is my therapy. Yes, and as I was looking at that, I said, yeah, watching and looking at the pictures that I have, and I hope that you all have been following along with my garden review for 2023, where I took you back in the past, and you could see how my garden had developed last year from the spring all the way through right now into summer. And on Saturday, I have a premiere coming on Saturday. Saturday, we're going to look at the fall and the winter of my garden for 2023. So if you missed the first two, they are out about an hour long. So if you're longing for that gardening feel, you want to see flowers and spring, I'm inviting you to go and watch it. You could watch it like a Netflix. Just hit on it and watch one after the other, back to back, if you want to get a really good garden high, I would say, from watching my garden and seeing how it flourished all through the year last year. Now, I was doing intentional gardening. I intentionally planted and planned different things, but eventually you are going to see how the garden just has a mind of its own too. And that we actually share the process of planning, that you could put certain things down and try to make it a certain way. But the way that I garden, I also want the garden to express itself, to share in the process. And so you're going to see my garden evolve over the year of 2023. So I'm inviting you all to come and join me on the premiere of the last part 3 of my garden on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let us just enjoy it. The chat would be open so that you can put down your comments and share with us there. But yeah, in my book, The Easy Guide to Gardening, Intentional Gardening, I said dreaming and planning, and that is really what January is all about. It's about the dreaming, it's about the planning, about deciding what do you want to do in your garden, and how do you want to grow food this year coming up for 2024. And I was watching one particular YouTuber, and she was saying that the trends are for 2024 is that people are really concerned about growing food, to be intentional about the pollinators as well, and companion planting, trying to gain a good yield so that they can have food for later on, and then also to extend and help their to help their grocery bills. That's what I want to say. Yeah. Yeah, help with the grocery bills. They wanted to get help with the groceries. So so people are really considering what do they want to grow in their gardens. And so selecting the right location, taking another look. Actually, January is a great time to take another look at your garden and select the right locations and see if things have changed, like if the sunlight, the soil has changed. If just take a look at your garden, see what's happening with what's happening out there in the garden. So now's the time for dreaming and planning. Now's the time for thinking and deciding what you want to do. And part of that planning and dreaming is the gathering of your seeds. Gathering of seeds. Let's see. So what are you all saying? Let me see what you all are saying. Francesca says it's 30 degrees here and feels balmy. All right. Okay, got up to 70 degrees today, says Deborah. Yucky here too. Francesca says we had that sub-zero temps last week. Sonia says it's been raining in Texas for 4 days. And Yankee Sister Homesister says, I'm jealous. Happy Max says, no, I'm not jealous at all. G Mama Grows says she's laughing. She's enjoying you all and your feelings. A Yankee Sister Homesister says, I love looking back at the beautiful colors. Yeah, I do too, Thelma. I enjoyed looking back and seeing the transformation of my garden over time. And just to see that each season has its unique colors, it has its unique look. I love spring. I think that I'm a lover of spring, especially late spring, between May and June. And this year, usually in June though, I would have a lot of roses, and the garden would have that rose smell, especially from my Cornelia rose. But last year, what happened was that there was a cold snap, and a lot of the roses died back. My really signature roses in my garden died back. So June was not full of roses, but yet it was still full of other color. And I think it really caused me to appreciate my garden even more, to know that it was still able to give me a lot of joy, even though what I had always loved and seen in my garden was the roses. Yeah, usually like my red knockout roses would fill the side, what I call my naturalistic garden side of the garden, and on the railing of the deck, you would see my Eden climbing rose and my other roses. Well, this time, no, it wasn't there. But there were other really beautiful things that came forth, and I was able to see the garden from a different perspective. So it's good to go back and look at your gardens and see what hopefully you've been taking pictures of it, and you can go back and reminisce and see what your garden looked like before. Well, a lot of the roses have come back, and I've added some roses, but I think that I'm still waiting to see, because I think I was really hurt by the weather with the roses. Now, I'm not putting my hopes up on the roses, but then there are other plants there. And I know things are going to be different this year because of the fact that I didn't plant as many tulips as I planted in the past. So I'm thinking of probably going back to that meadow look, getting some seeds, wildflower seeds, and sprinkling them into the garden area. And I did that not last year, but the year before. I had gotten some wildflower seeds from Lowe's, and I had sprinkled it in the bed, and they came up right about that same time in June, late June, and really gave the garden a different look, a really relaxed, cottagey look. So that's something that I'm thinking of. Yankee Sisters, I was not able to find you on the premiere. Oh, you didn't find me. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Um, hello. Francesca says hello. Um, Spring has always been my favorite season. Rebirth. Yeah, Thelma, me too. I really do love spring. But then also here, you're going to see my garden develop to into fall, and how it just takes on a more full and luscious look. And it's amazing because over the time, the garden just gets more and more full, and and things just start to ramble, especially my pumpkins. Of course, the pumpkin leaves just add a freshness to me, because a lot of the other leaves and plants have died back, and they just kind of fill the gap. And they also produce, I still have all these pumpkins here and in my other location there, just trying to eat through them. It's kind of hard. There's so many. But it was very productive. Last year was very productive with my pumpkins. So we'll see what happens this year as far as productivity. Yeah, you love when you see the first green peeking out, Francesca. Yes, that is true. Well, let me show you what I got with the seeds here. So, yes, I went out and I saw in the flyer the ocean job lot. We have here in New England what is called ocean job lot. And there they have Burpee seeds for 40% off. And so I did go, and actually tomorrow is when the sale is over. But I said I gotta go now while the seeds are there, and while before any other people start thinking about picking up seeds, because what could happen is now a lot of people are gardening, so a lot of the seed companies are selling out early because of the fact that people are now understanding the importance of gardening, and they want to get into it. One, for the mental health reasons, for the physical health reasons. Um, because of the food, nutrition, being able to know where your food comes from. So people are gardening, and the seeds are going fast. So I went to the Burpee seeds, and I went and I picked up a lot of seeds. Um, yeah, wow, what a problem to have pumpkins galore. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of pumpkins. I have a lot. Um, and you know, it is a blessing. It is a blessing. I was actually thinking, Thelma, of making pumpkin bread or pumpkin cake. I haven't done that yet. And so I might be coming up with a video soon with the pumpkin bread because, you know, with Thanksgiving and Christmas and so forth, I was making pumpkin pies. And then I started making artisan bread and other things. So I didn't, I made banana bread not too long ago. Um, well, before. And so what I'm going to do though, I still have to make the pumpkin bread. So I have plenty of pumpkin. I need to actually put them in the oven, put it in the oven and get it together. Happy Max says, this year I'll be planting annual flowers around my veggie garden to encourage the bees. I've never intermingled them before, usually close but separated. Yeah, well, that is just exactly the way that I garden, Happy Mac. That's how I garden. I love to mix them all together. I have what I call a very mixed border of vegetables as well as um, herbs and flowers, and they all seem to grow together. And I love, like, for example, I bought kale, the dinosaur kale. Now, isn't that very artistic? And I could see my garden trimmed with this kale. And I actually did this about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I grew this kale and I put it in my urban English cottage garden section. And it was so beautiful because it like lined the path, the lined the border of that section, as well as I had purple perella, which comes back and reseeds itself. So between this and the purple perella in that garden area was just very, very beautiful. And I was able, of course, to pick my kale and to make I made a lot of smoothies that year. I was into smoothies, kale smoothies. I also planted it in different other parts of the garden too. So I didn't have to necessarily pick a lot of the kale leaves from that section of the garden because I had another section in which I used that to harvest my kale. Yeah, so I got kale. I also bought myself some lupin. And the reason why I got the lupin is because now with the winter sowing, you know, the other thing. Another thing at this time in January is to think about starting seedlings. And if you don't have this setup in your garage like Thelma, or some of you others who have your indoor grow lights and so forth, you can do winter sowing. And lupin does it really responds to the winter sowing. Actually does very well. And I had started the lupin last year in the bottle sewing. I call it bottle sewing, but but I think its official name is winter sewing, and it did very well. The problem is that I forgot that it was there on a hot day, and it scorched the seedlings, and that caused a lot of problems. Of course, most of them got destroyed. But this time I know better, and so I want to start that again. So that's with the lupin. And then okra. Yes, if you watched my video, you will see the one that I just showed, the premiere for summer, that my okra had come. I had planted okra in my urban cottage garden area in the front side garden there, and the okra came up. It got overshadowed a little bit from the sunflower and some of the other plants, but it did seed, and I was able to harvest okra. And so I'm going to be more careful where I plant the okra. But I got this, and I like this Clemson spineless. This one is a good one. This works very well in my garden. The Clemson spineless. And I also got marigolds. Now, marigolds are great to add to your garden. One, it helps with pests. It beautifies the area, and especially in late summer, the marigolds show up really well. Right there in between August and September, marigolds are beautiful to have in your garden, especially in your vegetable gardens where you're planting a lot of vegetables, and they attract the pollinators. The pollinators are definitely attracted to the marigolds. And also, some other of those pests are attracted to the marigolds. So that way they leave your vegetables alone. You don't have to worry about that. So get some marigolds. And then sweet corn. I got some sweet corn. And the reason why I got corn is because we planted corn and they grew so well in our garden last year that I even got an extra pack. And they had this super value pack. So I got this corn here, and this is the Bilicious hybrid corn, and this one is the Sunny Days hybrid corn. And what else? I got myself some zinnias. How many of you love zinnias? I am a zinnia lover. I love zinnias. Oh, I got myself some zinnias. And this is the candy cane mix. Zinnias, candy cane mix. So this is going to be real pretty in my garden. I usually have red and white tend to be the colors in my garden, especially at that time, in the time when the zinnias come out in the summer and into late summer. The zinnias are usually this color, yeah, in certain areas. So I think this might be my color scheme. I do like red and white in my garden. So let me see. I bought some more. So I'm going to try this kale. This kale is a Burpee kale. It's called Premier. It's a little different from the curly kale. So I decided I'm going to try this kale here and see how this works out. Kale does, I like growing kale in the garden because it lasts well into the late fall. And even, it's like the collard greens too. They seem to do well and they rebound well in the garden. Then I got some cosmos. I love cosmos, and I think this is so pretty. Isn't that a beautiful cosmos? I think that is so pretty. And it also helps with the pollinators. So I was thinking this cosmos with these zinnias, because zinnias and cosmos tend to come together. You know, they grow up and flower around the same time. And I love using zinnias for cut flowers. So think about your cut flower garden, all right? So that would be good. So think about this. So I have the zinnias and the cosmos and the marigolds. So the marigolds are will be right in the front, and then these are taller. Yeah, I think that's going to look real pretty in my garden. Yeah, the flower garden part. Because you know that I love to create the flower bouquets for you all. And flower gardening is something that we have been doing here at Catherine's Garden at Home. And then nasturtiums. Planting the nasturtiums also is a good thing. Nasturtiums are edible as well, and they do very well in my garden, this jewel mix. So I got the nasturtium. All right, so what are you all saying? Um, hello to a J3GS Farm. How are you? Good evening. Good to see you. Thank you for coming and joining us. Happy Max says zinnias are gorgeous in the garden and last so long as a cut flower. Yes, they do. And I do love my zinnias. I might just buy some more expensive zinnias. I was thinking of Florette Farms. She's going to be having a release of her zinnias, and you know, I think that I might end up buying some of her seeds as well. Yeah, and so let me see, what else did I buy? I made such a mess of the seeds. I had them nice and orderly so I could show them to you, but then I got so excited that I was just throwing them up in the air. And so now I have to search through to find the seeds. Oh, celosia. This is something new for me. I actually bought some celosia in a pot before, but I got the seeds this year, and I'm going to add these to my other garden area. I think to the jewel garden area, I'm going to add this, and it's really pretty. King coral celosia. So that's going to be something new that I'm going to be planting in the garden. Deborah says, I want to grow Paul Robinson tomatoes, cucumbers, okra, green beans. Those are the main crops I want to focus on. I will interplant basil, onions. They helped with the pests last year. Oh, that's good. That's good. Cosmos is another eerie beauty. Yes, it's very pretty. Sonia says, very pretty. I want to try nasturtiums in my salads. Yeah, you know, it has the flower has like a peppery kind of taste, Sonia. It adds a different flavor, but it also adds color to it. Well, the flower, no, that's wrong. Let me see. The leaves are more peppery. The flowers have a more sweeter taste. The flowers are more sweeter, but the leaves, I love the leaves. It has a more kind of peppery taste. Happy Mac, I hope you take us on a garden tour. Oh yeah. Let's see. G Mama says had to buy more nasturtium seeds since none of the ones I grew were able to flower. Oh, that's well, new year, new try. Yes, yes, G Mama, try again. Yes, and we will be doing garden tours. I do garden tours, Happy Mac, every week. I do a garden tour. Well, right now there's nothing but snow, so it's very hard to do. That's why I'm doing the recaps of my garden. So Saturday, you're going to see a garden review for 2023, and it's hour long. It's an hour-long review of my garden, and it covers from fall right into winter. So you can get to see the closing of my garden, how it ended, and how it ended so beautifully. There was some flowers there, like my hibiscus flowers bloomed, my rose of Sharon. I also had what was that? Love Lies Bleeding, the amaranth, and I didn't find any amaranth seeds. I don't know what happened. The Burpee did not have the amaranth seeds, but hopefully, when I go to Lowe's or Home Depot, I'll be able to get some amaranth because that was so beautiful. The Love Lies Bleeding, and it made such a made beautiful arrangements too. floral arrangements, and it added like movement to the garden. So make sure you will watch the premiere on Saturday. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Um, and Happy Max, Catherine, do you have specific flower lists to encourage hummingbirds? I love them so. Hummingbird, yeah. Well, you know what? We get a lot of hummingbirds here. What really brought in the hummingbirds are bee balm. I have bee balm, which is a perennial, and it just brought in the hummingbirds. The hummingbirds love bee balm, and they I got two different types of bee balm. I got a Jacob's ladder. It's like a red. They loved that one. And then I got a more purpley colored one. And that was just as attractive. The bees loved it, of course, too. The other plant that brought in the hummingbirds are it's a perennial. Oh, Lord, it just slipped me. But phlox. Yeah, they also love the phlox as well, and that is a perennial plant that I got, and they love the phlox. Um, the hummingbirds love petunias as well. They're attracted to petunias, so if you grow petunias in your garden, you will get hummingbirds. But the hummingbirds truly love the bee balm. That's what brought in the hummingbirds into my garden. And I would see them many times come fluttering in and out of the garden. And it's a beautiful sight. That with butterflies. Yeah, I have butterflies in the garden because I have milkweed. The native milkweed grows in my garden. And I love the colors and the smell of the native milkweed. And that would bring in the butterflies, like the monarch butterflies, into the garden. And I have plenty of birds. Birds love coming into my garden. Robins, blue jays, sparrows, cardinals. Oh, the cardinals have been hanging out in the garden area. Even recently, I saw some cardinals coming, and I had left some of the pumpkins on the deck, and the birds have been eating, and the squirrels, and they've just been eating the seeds and so forth. But now that the snow came, we cleaned off that area, so they're not there. But they really enjoyed the garden. Yeah, excellent. Buying fuchsias for hummingbirds is so expensive. Yes, that's true. But there, as I said, there are alternatives that you can buy. Yankee Sister Home says, I always have to stop and pause whenever I see a hummingbird. Yeah, they're beautiful. Um, G Mama says, I grow a lot of bee balm too. Yeah, bee balm is good too for tea. And last year, our wonderful G Mama, you inspired us by telling us that we need to grow an herb garden for tea, a tea garden. And that was a really good thing when we decided as a group that we were going to really work on the tea garden. I ended up buying a lot of rare seeds. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they will return because I had bought hyssop and um, yeah, cinnamon basil to put in the tea and mountain mint. And some of them are perennial. So hopefully they will come back. Let me see what else. And then I bought a lot of seeds from the Dollar Tree and basil. I love this basil. I love the Dollar Tree basil. And what I do is I just get a pot. I have these like long white pots, and I just put the dirt and sprinkle in pretty much the whole pack in the container, and they just come up full and lush. And as they grow larger, then I divide it and put it into other pots. But then it's just a continual, as you cut and come, it's almost like cut and come again. You cut it, it comes back, it keeps growing. You just step out. I just step out onto my deck and right outside my back door, and able to get beautiful basil to add to my sauces, to add to sandwiches and different things. I love basil. I love adding basil in the tea. I love the taste, that strong taste of the basil. And then sage. Sage grows so fast, and sage does very well with bottle sowing. With sage is good, as well. The winter sowing, using that as well. And then the curly kale. Yeah. And let's see, anything special? Yeah. So I did buy, for the first time, I decided to try broccoli. How many of you have grown broccoli? Any of you grown broccoli? And have you had success? And have any of you used the American seeds? Yankee Sisters Home says, I always have to stop and pause whenever I see hummingbirds. Francesca says, carpet geranium is nice because it attracts the hummingbirds and or orioles. Yes. Francesca says, that's what I have. I need to propagate it this spring. I need more sage. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sage is good. It grows really well and fast. Broccoli. Broccoli is going to be something new. I decided to pick up the broccoli. Cabbage. I can grow cabbage, but the problem is that the slugs and the worms. I need to find a way to grow the cabbage without having a lot of slugs, having to deal with slugs. The other thing with the cabbage, though, it grows well with the marigolds, and it does help a little bit with that. Let's see. Chloe, how are you? If you go to GrowRow YouTube channel, in the community section, there was a link for 20 seed packs for $5. Okay. GrowRow YouTube channel. Check that out. Yes. Okay, Chloe, we'll check it out. No success with broccoli. Purple broccoli did very well for me. Okay, Yankee Sister. Yes, I usually have great luck with American Seed Company seeds, and most are heirloom. Yeah, that's true. Happy Mac. Me too. You're all. Hey, Gardens of Me. Hey, Bev. How you doing? Yes, you said that you're always trying Brussels sprouts. Yeah, I tried Brussels sprouts from seedlings once, and it took a long time to grow. It's not until late in the year, like October or so, that I started to actually see some of it sprouting. So I really don't understand how Brussels sprouts grow. I haven't really had success with them. Yankee Sister Holmes says the slugs were ridiculous last year. Francisca says when broccoli gets too hot, it will bolt. I think it prefers cooler weather. Yeah, that's true. It is. It's a brassica, and it does prefer the cooler weather. So maybe planting it in a more shadier spot might be better for me. Gardens. I can't grow cabbage, but I can grow Brussels sprouts close enough. Really? Wow. Yeah, they are. They are close enough. How a Brussels sprouts grow is very interesting. Yeah, Chloe, it is. It is. The Brussels were hit and miss. I love the leaves. So good. Yeah, and that is the other thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, Thelma, Yankee Sister Homestead, that with a lot of these brassicas, we've been like trained not to love the leaves and just go after the main thing. Well, with the cabbage, in the beginning of the year, in the spring, the cabbage leaves are beautiful, and they're edible. Yeah, we could eat them and not just wait for the cabbage head. So that's what I did. I enjoyed the cabbage until the slugs came. So I would pick some of those cabbage leaves, and I would even just add them into my salad, just the fresh, almost like because that's how you make coleslaw from cabbage, right? So I just dice it up with my other spring leaves, my spring veggies, and just makes a really, really good salad. Let me see if what else I got here. Um, I did buy cucumber. These are the muncher cucumber seeds. But I really like the pickling cucumber. I didn't see any this year in that section. So I might try out my own local Dollar Tree. I'm going to check out a different Dollar Tree and see if they have a different selection. Hopefully they'll have those pickling cucumbers, because I love the pickling cucumbers because they're just the right size, and they seem to grow really well in my garden. But I got this one, and cucumbers are delicious. Fresh cucumbers is something to look forward to in the garden. I like the Giants for California mix zinnias from this company. They always do well in the garden as well. I love that. So I picked up a couple of packets of that as well. What else? Beets do well now too. And beets, it's good to get started now. So if you're winter sowing, some of the seeds that you might want to get started with are like beets, the kale, the cabbage. Those are cool weather crops, and they will do well now. I also got some heirloom bush beans, and they grow very well. They also grow well in containers. So you might want to consider some of your container gardening. Some of you all who do container gardening, this bush beans, delicious. And it grows very, very fast. Very nice, very nice. Gardens, I can't wait to see if I can grow the Brussels sprouts. Yes, Bev, go ahead and do it. You could do it. You could do it. You are an experienced gardener, and I'm sure you'll find a way to get that done. Deborah Theodore says, I cannot grow cabbage or Brussels sprouts, but I do enjoy the leaves. Yeah, and I think that is something else as we go forward to come outside the box, to start thinking outside the box as far as our gardens and our vegetables and so forth, and that people would tell you, well, this is how you eat this and this is how you eat that, but it's because they have been trained that way. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's so. And what I mean by that is like with the cabbage leaves, you can eat those leaves. You can eat the Brussels sprout leaves. You can eat the other plants. You can eat their leaves. Their leaves are edible. So go ahead and do it. And cilantro. Cilantro is something that I want to get into. I hear that's really good for you. It's healthy, and it's good to add into your salads. And I've really been enjoying salad greens. I've been actually purchasing them from the store, but I want to start early and get into the spring mix and the spring greens. And so that is my haul. All of my seeds. Oh, all of my seeds, my seeds. It's so exciting. Look at that. Yeah, and I try to just buy seeds that I know that are going to do well in my garden. And I know that this is the beginning. This is just the beginning, as you know, gardeners. This is just the beginning. The New Orleans gardener, she's in the house. Hey, Linda. Miss Linda, how you doing? So good to have you come and join us here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Miss Linda had started. We all kind of like started all together, and her channel has just blossomed, and she has been such an inspiration to many. So if you have not subscribed to Miss Linda's channel, the New Orleans Gardener, make sure that you go and visit her channel and make sure that you subscribe. She is a fabulous woman and such an inspiration to the gardening community. And to her zone is a much warmer zone than ours, so she can garden almost all year long outside. But the New Orleans gardener, she was the one who got me involved in container gardening. She started off with her containers, and that was an inspiration. Yeah, so I enjoyed watching her videos, and I'm so glad that she's still there, actively sharing her great knowledge and wisdom with many. So welcome, Linda, Miss Linda, and Miss Linda can sing. She's a singer. Did you know that? That Miss Linda is a singer. Yeah, she is a beautiful gospel. Well, she had a song with her relatives, in gospel singing. Yes. So it's so good to have you here with us. Yeah, you love her voice too, Vav? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and so um Deborah says, I just don't like cilantro. It tastes like soap to me. um, yeah, well, this year, I think that this year is a good year to have your basic. When I went to Ocean Job Lot and I got the Burpee seeds that I selected were the basic seeds, the things that my foundational seeds, things that I knew that would work and that I depleted. And then when I went to the Dollar Tree, I picked up seeds too that I knew would fare well in my garden, like my curly kale and my basil. They're like foundation seeds for me, and I know that they would grow well in the garden. So, and then the price is right. The price is right. But now, because I've already laid the foundation of those seeds, plus with the seeds that I have from last year, I know that I will be able to use those seeds plus these seeds, and then that gives me the opportunity to go to Rare Seeds and maybe buy a special, seed that I've never tried before, or a vegetable that I've never tried before. Or I could, go to, who else is there? Am I Gardener? Or go to try some other person and stretch my horizons with seeds and different vegetables. Yeah. So it is a good thing. And then also, if you're on a budget, don't be afraid to go to Dollar Tree and get those seeds because they're good. They're just enough for me, for my garden, and it's amazing. Um, the amount of seeds that you do get, that it can fill your garden. It can fill your garden space, because one plant is not going to just stay the size of the seed. It's going to take up space, and that's something that I have to keep remembering this year, that even though the seedling is small, the seed is small, that eventually they're going to grow big, that they're actually going to expand. And so that my spacing, that you have to make sure that you have enough spacing for all of the plants. So that is it. I am so happy that you all came and joined me today here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together in Catherine's Garden and Home. That's right. Grow together. Grow grow, grow together. Grow, 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 grow together. In Catherine's garden and home. In Catherine's garden and home. That's right. Where's Monica? Monica, where are you? Monica, where are you? Is she here? Yes, our Monica is missing. But I know she'll catch me on the replay, and I say hi to her. And all of those that will come on the replay, I hope that you will think about gardening and going out and getting your seeds. So, just to recap, now in January is a good time to build out your garden plan. Start to think about your garden and what you want. It's also a great time to purchase your seeds, to go out there and check out the Dollar Tree, check out Lowe's, check out Home Depot, look at the catalogs. Last week we talked about the Burpee seed catalogs and the rare seed catalogs and some of the other catalogs that you can check out these different people and start your seeds. See what you want to grow. What do you want to eat? What is it are you going to eat? What do you want to plant and eat fresh? And know that the season will go on, that you can also get seedlings too, because I like to get my seedlings as well. But right now, what would you like to grow for yourself? And it's a really great process, growing your own seeds. And for those of us in the Northeast or in the colder weathers, that if you want to, that you could start the winter sowing, the bottle sowing, start gathering your bottles, getting them ready to sow your seeds in. Or for those of us who have our aqua gardens, the water gardens. And by the way, mine have started to seed. My dill seeds are coming up. I see the time. Yeah, so I'll have to share that with you all next week. That my garden, my water garden, the arrow garden, my arrow garden that I shared with you all, that the seeds are coming up. Yankee sister, yay! I saw yours. By the way, make sure that you visit with Yankee Sister Homestead, because she also is doing the wig. I think it's called the wig, the water gardening, and also with our other sister, G Mama Grows. Yeah. Now, I'm sorry that I'm not looking at you all here on this because of the fact that, I don't know, something's going on with my phone here. But I'm able to catch up with you all. Yeah. So that's it. Sonia's giving me my cue. Grow, 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 grow together. Then it's time to wrap up. That's right. Come on and grow, 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 grow together. Catherine's garden and home. Mine's going well. Yay, the seeds are coming up. So I'll have to share that with you all next time, so you'll see it. TX Lala, how are you? Welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for more videos. And come and join me on Saturday. I have a premiere. Yes, check out the premiere. The premiere is coming up, and it's the part 3 showing you my garden from fall into winter. And you are going to love it. And if you've missed part 1 and part 2, go and watch that so that you can see the progression of my garden last year. They're hour long, so you can get a cup of tea, relax, sit back, and think about the spring, think about the summer and what is to come, and start to dream and plan. Hopefully it will inspire you with your garden. And this year, we're definitely pushing all three different types of gardening: vegetable gardening, herbal gardening, and also flower gardening. And putting it all together, letting them all grow out together with a nice design. So that's my intention, to continue to push the envelope, and also to look at our trees. Remember last week we talked about trees too. So that is it. If you have not hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Thank you so much for being with me here at Catherine's Garden and Home. You've made my day. Yeah, G Mama says, this will be the season for herbs. Let's grow. Yes, yes, yes. You know it, all of them. Veggies, herbs, and flowers. Yep, all of it. We're going to just really expand our growing. And I think I'm going to do that with the herbs, to go to rare seeds, to expand that as well. Well, that is it for today. Stay blessed and happy, everybody, and enjoy your evening. And yes, grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's Garden and Home. Oh, yes. Yay! Yay! All of my seeds. Woo! Bye. Bye. Yes, I'll catch you all later. Bye. That's right. Bye.